This program is brought to you by Dolco Media. Fixing South Sudan, ideas for the new nation. With award-winning journalist Mading Ngor.
Absolutely.
Honorable Ashwin, as you can see, the ideas of the initiatives are varied.
On July 8th, the clashes in J1 took place, which was very unfortunate.
Including country-specific ones, which and the rebellion continue to be
Fixing South Sudan, ideas for the new nation.
Hello and welcome to Fixing South Sudan, your ideas for building the new nation. I am Mading Ngor. This week on Fixing South Sudan, a talk about how to achieve sustainable peace in the Republic of South Sudan. Why does permanent peace settlement elude us all? And just what will it take to fix the nation and restore peace to the country? Can the SPLA revolution replace the cries of children and the wailing of women with the happy giggling of children and the enchanting relations of women, as the late Dr. John Garang once said during the CPA? Joining us for the show, Lieutenant General Daniel Awet Akot, the Presidential Advisor on Military Affairs and a high-ranking member of the Sudan People's Liberation Movement Political Bureau. He is also one of the 4 surviving members of the defunct SPLA Political Military High Command. It's a pleasure to welcome him to Fixing South Sudan. Welcome to the show. How are you?
Thank you, Comrade Mading Ngor, inviting me to come and talk about how can we bring peace about. The question we have to ask our question is that, where were we, and where are we now, and where are we going? From this, I will start. We were not in where we are today. We were in Egypt 641 years ago, and we got our independence in 2011. If you subtract that number from that, you remain with 1,730 years. 30 years we were not known. Who are we? The Southern Sudanese who got that independence on that day. It is we who struggled from Egypt up to where we are today.
It took a long time to achieve nationhood.
Yeah, it took a long time, and I could thank our predecessors, our fathers, who fought from that place up to where we are today. It is the SPLM that succeeded to make South Sudan independent. And that's why some of our brothers are fighting it, forgetting the history. So a person that does not know history is a person that will continue to confuse us.
The journey of the struggle is long.
Is long.
And the simple question that South Sudanese are asking, why is peace not coming to the country? How can we achieve peace in the country?
It is an African saying that how long the night may be, the dawn will come. So dawn has come from SPLM. We succeeded to be, but because of power struggle, and I repeat, power struggle, it was making us backward, not remembering history. Why did our people struggle? Why did we come out from slavery? We will come out now from this misunderstanding that with us.
When you talk about the SPLM, tell us, what was your struggle?
Our struggle, the independence of South Sudan, so that we can govern ourselves. And it is the governing now which is the problem that we are going around. All the thoughtful people, I must tell them that remember your history very well. Army is not a solution to anything. Army is always being used as a pressure so that the talented people like Dr. John Garang, who sat with the people, and only one person, Samboya, succeeded to have our CPA. From the CPA, can we not understand something there? When it was one person. But when it became so many people talking about a resolution of the conflict of South Sudan, there are so many hands which are there. And these are the hands that are now confusing us, dividing us. Like the Western world, when they supported us now, they know what was our cause, to take away from slavery. Now we are out of slavery. Why is the economy very slow?
Let me take it back to the SPLM revolution, and you fought. You were a commander during that war of liberation.
Yeah.
Why? Explain your success. Why did you succeed in achieving what is now a nation state?
When I was fighting in northern Barghazal, I succeeded because I was carrying all in my hand. I carried the war, I carried the people, I cared for the soldiers. If you take care of the soldiers, they will fight the war. If you take care of the people, as it is saying that, we were the fish, and the citizens were the water that we swim in. If you balance both sides, the people and the forces that are fighting the war, the people will support you 100%. Whatever little they have, like when we're just take Barazal, with the type of cultivation they do, it was only one tin that let us succeed. One tin. And if you get 2,000 tins, and you have 35,000 people, there can be that are plenty of food for 2 years to feed your soldiers, and they will fight your war. Again, better administration, better governance. Give all the people right. I gave all the sheep what they have. Protect the sheep. And the sheep will tell the people to cultivate and see the right of the soldier. You must see the right of the soldier by seeing the family of the soldier at the basis of making a strong army. That's why I did help more than any other state. Barghazal was only sending forces to my brother, Kuala Manyang. I used to send 3,000, 5,000, 10,000 every year. I sent, and I sent more than 75,000 recruits to the training center that was called by Dr. John. That send me, Daniel. I say I will not stop sending you. I will continue to send you, and I paved the way. There is food from well up to Bor, and from Bor they will feed them up to the training center, Bongo. That has gave us a lot of mobile forces that were coming from Barazal. Our brothers, I don't blame them, but they didn't know what they were doing. Like Comrade Wani, I say, if I'm sending, why are you not sending your people? Because they pass there, and when they come, those forces will fight everywhere, up to Kurmuk, up to Kasara. These were the forces being sent from Barazal.
It took a lot to achieve independence.
There was no tribalism at that time. Wherever they are passing, we were very peaceful to people. Because if a soul is not educated of the objective, why are we fighting for? We want to come out from slavery. Just simple like that.
When you say remember your history, don't forget where you are coming from.
Yeah.
What do you want them to remember about where you are coming from?
Yeah, I used to tell them that the place we are now is not the place where our forefathers are. Our forefathers did very good things in Egypt, wonderful things. The building of the pyramids. And if you go to the building of the pyramid, this was the force of the Peru, using the Israel themselves to build that wonderful pyramid. It was done by hands of the people. There were no giant machines that were building the pyramid. It was being done through water and through the good mentality of the people of that time. Why are we not remembering that power of mind that built the pyramid? And we can build the pyramid again in South Sudan. They are in Marawi, they are in Chende, the small pyramid. These were our parents doing this. So the first civilization was us. What happened? It is not that the first become the last. No, let us go back to the first again.
And let us go back to the actual Independence Day celebration. And what was it like for you as someone who fought and who remembered the sacrifices, the real sacrifices of your comrades?
I remember very well. When we got the independence, and the following 2 days, it was Sunday, and I went to the church. Our father, Molana Abel Alia, General Joseph Lako, and Solid Rock were there. And what I heard from them really moved me that, yes, our children, we have done a lot. We have done. We have opened. Now, if I die, this was the first person who talked, was Surur. Surur said that, even though I die tonight, I'll go and meet Dr. John Garang. Dr. John, the young ones have succeeded and they got the independence. We are free. And then, Abel Aliar, I did not expect that but I will say to God, I'm lucky to see the independence of our country that I first started as first president of the high executive. The same thing with Joseph Lako. Yes, my sons, that's what I was expecting. To be independent from the North is what was my expectation all was, and that was why I was fighting a high separatist. So the happiness of my fathers is my happiness. I feel that I'm honored to let the elders talk in that way. Now I've become another elder now. I have to tell, don't give up, please, don't give up my young ones. It is not too late. Whatever misunderstanding that you have, you must understand what are your political issues, what are your organizational issues, what are your leadership issues. These are the ones we want to tackle now with agreement, Arusha agreement. You get all these facts there. SPLM is the guidance, is the one that can lead. And that's why I'm struggling very well to reunite the party so that the party become more stronger.
It took 2011 to gain the independence, 2012, a year after independence, and then 2013, the war broke out, an internal war, and that has distracted the country from where it should be going, from achieving development, from achieving tranquility in the nation. Why did it take a short time for South Sudan to go to war?
Because of what we call automatic negative thoughts came to minds of our brothers. That power struggle or tribalism is something that you can turn about. That's the war of 2013. It was all about destroying the SPLM completely. And it is in the mind of some of our brothers. They say the SPLM must be destroyed. And I can quote the statement of my brother Pagan, which he can never deny. In 1996, we sat on the table, three of us, late Marco Cholmache, myself, and Comrade Pagan. And Pagan asked, Daniel, what your brother has done? I say, which brother? God, Dr. John. Whatever he has done now, if I light a lighter, it will burn all up to nothing. It will burn all. I think this is what is now reviving. These are automatic thoughts in the mind of my brother Pagan. These things are becoming a reality, but I say I must fight for that again. They will never be burned again. We are still alive. I'm still an elder, just like Molana Belalier, who was focusing on positive things rather than negative things.
If you say it was power struggle, why was power struggle necessary?
Why? Because what Dr. Riak thought of, he said that it is Denka who ruled during the High Executive Council. It is Dr. John now who ruled in the 21 years. It is again now Salva Kiir who ruled. No, I will never accept that as Dr. Riang Machar. I'll continue to disturb them until they relinquish to us. But I say no. If you are the one doing this, it is your counterpart that I will take and build him again, so that Nuer and Denga must come to peace. And I'm struggling now. I'm talking with all of them. Even this morning I was talking with one person, trying to convince him, please, war is just nothing but a destruction. You are not building yourself. Think of now your areas. Children did not sit to go to citizen school. Why? Because there is no government there. That's why, please think of your area. And that's why we brought 28 states last time, so that each person will know, are you ready to develop your area? Because in somebody's area, they will go and tell you what you are going to do in your area.
So greed for power brought this war.
Yeah. Not only greed, it is not greed alone. The hatred that he implanted in his head, that's what was brought that. If you have hatred, natural hatred, to hate your brother, that's what brought that. And then greed came after. But hatred is the one. Take away hatred because it is a disease of unity.
Why don't we take a short break from there and we'll come back.
Welcome to Dolco Media Services. We have so many services for you, such as video production, camera hiring, sound system hiring, event management, passport photo, stand-up comedy, printing, drama, music, dance, multimedia, and photography. Dolco Media Services, our culture, our pride.
Welcome back to Fixing South Sudan, your ideas for the new nation. I am Adingor. With us is Lieutenant General Daniel Awet Akot, the Presidential Advisor on Military Affairs and a high-ranking member of the SPLM Political Bureau. He is also one of the 4 surviving members of the defunct SPLA Political Military High Command. It's a pleasure to welcome him once more. Whether there was power struggle or not, the people of South Sudan did not participate in that, and they are the ones who are affected. Why can't we resolve the problem and bring peace to the people?
Yes, when I say automatic negative thought was for one person, it was not for Nuer. It's only Dr. Riak who was thinking that, and the followers were very few. There are not so many. We will still appeal to Nuer as a body that if you, Nuer and Denka, we agree, the problem of Dr. Riak will not be a major one. It will be left for him alone there. And I appeal to you that peace is in our hands. Let us think of our future. The future of generation to come in a very fertile land like Upper Nile. Let me tell you this, when I was in the General Headquarters Khartoum, before I could go to America, there was a sitting that was held from Lieutenant Colonel up to Major General, where they were discussing that Dr. John Garang has defected. What pros and cons can we get from his defection? Take the 3 words that he said. The first word, that he is fighting for the unity of Sudan on the new basis. Unity, underline word unity of Sudan on the new basis. The second girl is fighting a protracted war, which means that it is a long war. The third, that why are we being governed by minority, which means that the majority are the black, from the word marginalization. Go on for this analysis. One of the commanders raised up his hand and said, yes, he can fight for unity of the nation, but who will be? He's a Muslim, he's a Christian, and we are Muslim. So take from that, it is a fight, it is a religious fight. For others, for the fundamentalists, they will take it in that way. But others took it that, no, it is not that way. It is 15% against 18%. The best way we can apply it is that let us keep Barghazal safe and keep Equatorial safe, but let us deal with Upper Nile. We divide Upper Nile so that we destroy the rest in the long run.
This is Khartoum.
This is Khartoum, thinking this way. Let us use Upper Nile as a ground area that we can. First, it has oil, so that oil, they will not benefit from it. So I'm calling to our colleagues in the whole world, that the oil being predicted by your previous enemy, And it is your previous enemy now that you run to. Do you ask yourself, did you change your mind from that thinking of last time that we destroyed South Sudan through Apanal? Do you accept your people of Apanal? This is what I started by lobbying for the unity of our people. If something bad is told to you, remember it and correct it. Let us correct that statement from that previous government. That it is not that we forgive ourselves. Yes, mistakes are being done. If there are mistakes that we have done, who are fighting vigorously with the North, and you are adding yourself to the North to fight us, and we succeeded to have the independent, please, Earth cannot be destroyed without nuclear weapons.
Let's talk about your personal role in striving to achieve peace in South Sudan. You went to Arusha,
Yeah.
and you were talking about reunification of the SPLM.
Yeah.
Did that bring peace, or is it going to bring peace?
Yes, it is what I'm driving at up now. It was all about peace, about how can we join us, so that there's no SPLM IO, it will be SPLM. And if we bring the nearly 3/4 of Nuer, leave 1/4 to Dr. John, who are now still fighting. There will be pocket in their struggle. But bring the bulk of Nuer back to SPLM. I think we will succeed.
It is not the Nuer that are fighting alone. There are also elements in Equatoria who are fighting. So it's no longer a tribal war.
Yes, what right we can give, what little right we have, we can give to Equatoria. We don't ignore the little fight. But why are they fighting? Is what we have to answer. Why are they fighting? Sometimes they say they do not have more rank. We have given them more rank. They are fighting that. We are not in the government. They are now in the government. So we'll ask the president, what more do you need? You are participating. Yeah, they have the speaker, and they have the vice president. These are their chair. So where in that place? I'm asking people of natural dialogue. That what is that you want to be given? If it is something that is given, that is hello, that is sweet. But something you do as a citizen of this sense of belonging to South Sudan. You are a part of South Sudan. Whatever you want, tell us now, and we'll grant that. The system, yes, we are ready. Whatever system that you want, they were talking about federalism. I say no one will refuse federalism, but define it. What powers can you give to the state? It cannot amount to killing ourselves. While something we can solve in the coming years or even the coming months, if we accept that peace is paramount. We accept peace as the yardstick, so that the guns got to stop.
But why are we not accepting peace? Why are we not accepting peace?
Because
the people of South Sudan cry, peace, 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 and peace is not coming.
Yeah.
How do you explain this?
Peace is coming if we lower ourselves to the sense of belonging. Have we accepted? Are we one nation? Are we one army? Are we one government? If we accept this, then is the peace coming. But if we talk it and it is not implemented, no. So let us fight the implementation. Combat it. Combat tribalism, combat hate words, combat bad thinking of that I have been demoted. And when you are demoted, it is not going to the forest that will solve it. It is to think, why are you demoted from that position first? Everyone has a punishment. Everything has a punishment. So we are not being punished. Yet you are still fighting. So that's what is delaying the peace. To talk without implementation. Let us go to implementation. Whatever little thing we have lying now, we want to understand the government.
As an elder, you have a message to your children in South Sudan: stop fighting and let us build our country. What can you say to your children?
Yeah, they will be just like a slogan. It is implementation. If we just say yes, 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 come in, come in, come in, come in, they have been coming in, we have promoted them. So what next is for them to go to training centers. Like those who have come now, some are again going away from training centers. See, you want to be a military. And when you are trained so that you become a real person that can do something for the people, yet they will slip away from training center. So it is a vicious circle. Let us go to punishment, so that they know that if I do this, I will be punished. Is adoption of punishment, I think, will come to life.
Implementation of rule and order.
Yeah. Law enforcement to work.
Can South Sudan be fixed?
Yes, it can when we are willing wholly, not just by mouth, in your heart and your mind. What come out, Dr. Francis said that what kills us is what is inside. What is inside those who are refusing to come to join the peace? What is in them? Let us dig out that bad thinking which is in them. They refuse word love your brother as your neighbor. And they go to church every Sunday. And they repeat this.
Dialogue is important.
Dialogue is the ultimate. Dialogue now is ultimate. Tell me what is your problem, so that I tell you your problem will be solved in this way and this way. And we go ahead with the implementation.
You are a member of the National Dialogue
Let us
Steering
implement the
Committee.
Arusha agreement. Let us implement that as soon as we come, we define where we are. We cannot define anything while we are still scattered. We define it when we have sat together. And I think it is May now, which is coming. In this May, we will analyze all that mistake that have been by those committee of the National Dialogue. I think only about 5 committees that have remained giving their report. All these reports will be combined, scrutinized into real facts that are implementable. These are implemented now, these later on. And I think natural dialogue is the yardstick that will bring peace to us. We accept what we say, because many people say, but they don't do what they say. Let us accept what we say. What Arusha has passed, let us accept it. What the natural dialogue will pass, let us. Even the revitalization is being supported by Arusha and being supported by the terms of the natural dialogue. And I'm sure middle of this May, we will be completely reading different things.
Sooner or later, peace is going to come to South Sudan.
It is there. It is not around the corner. It is there.
It is there.
It is there.
And it will be there.
And I'm seeing it there.
Can you?
It is in our heart and everyone's heart. The peace is there in our heart. But implementation is the only, but I'm sure it is. I will prophesy that the May will be a peaceful month. That all the facts that are collected from different parts of the world will be put into implementation in this May that is coming.
As a member of the High Command, there was a statement that was misunderstood from you. What would you like to say about what you were meaning, what you were trying to send out there?
I was urging the people of Lagos State first to unite. Don't fight yourself, because Lagos is the real productive area, one of the productive areas of Bahr al-Ghazal. Go home and cultivate. When I survived all the wars in Bahr al-Ghazal, it was through food being done by the people, not food being sent from outside. That was being misunderstood and said that Daniel is saying that stop working. I have no power to stop working. That power is not with me. Then I say, you go, you leave your job and you go. That thing I cannot say. But the people must go. There were so many people lingering here. People who are being dismissed in their area there. Instead to cultivate that, they come to Juba. And coming to Juba, our tea places here are just for insulting the government. Government is doing nothing, but they are taking tea. Where is their tea coming from? Is it not from the same government? Buying all this food stuff for them. So these are the people I'm telling that among the
So you have
these people go home They go and cultivate. Myself, I'll go to go and cultivate. I used to call, I have ox flour. Use the cattle. And they have the cattle. Fine, I'm hearing good news now from governors who are now coming that, yes, there is stability, no more killing. It means that more cultivation. And more cultivation is more food. And more food is a blessing to all of us. Will not be hungry. A hungry man is a hungry person.
You have confidence in the SPLM-led government.
100%, I have confidence.
And you are serving in that government.
That SPLM is stronger more than that time. Now, it's stronger. With all these things, flying words here and there, I still ignore them. They had been with us. And we passed through Ashwa. If I tell you the story of Ashwa, we were only 4,000 whom I sent to be trained there. Make a turning point, just 4,000. Now we have more than that. It can make a turning point. And I encourage my brother, Minister of Defense, that go on, is another test for you, and you go through.
I cannot emphasize or underestimate the suffering of South Sudanese in every way possible. And what is going to bring hope to the people?
When you are suffering, you will think. It is suffering that will let us think. Those people of Israel, if they did not suffer, they could not think to be the best scientists in the world. Suffering breeds good thinking. Let people suffer for the time being, and they think, how can they penetrate?
But if you have an empty stomach, you don't think.
No, they will go to the field. You cannot just sit like this and God will bring food to your mouth. No. You do something.
But what is the role of the leadership?
So these people like now, the area, why should you not cultivate around?
What is the role of leadership in triggering the creativity of the people?
Make good laws. Leadership must work through the laws. Like laws of punishment. You cannot just let somebody just sitting under the tree there and just insult the government and they are left like that. No. They must be punished.
People must be creative.
Yes. Think. Suffer will give you thinking. That's why we are given land, very beautiful land, but we don't cultivate. We say we are thirsty, and the water is in the Nile. These are the foreigners who are now getting water to us, and you buy very expensively. Think of that. Why is that? Is that good thinking or negative thinking? It is not that I love suffering of the people, but through suffering, you think, you will think, and we are thinking.
Have you fixed South Sudan, or are you fixing South Sudan?
We are fixing it. We are fixing it.
Fixing
because
it.
You can't, something you have started, the Chinese say, you can walk 1,000 miles by 1 foot. After 1 foot, you will reach that. So that is our fixing. It's not that it is ready. No, it is not a ready food.
How many foot have you covered? How many steps have you covered?
I've gone more than half now.
Thank you for coming to the show. Okay.